What's going on, guys? This is Zack with HDA Cigars, HDA Cigars Lounge Life. I'm here with James Garcia of Harrisburg Beer N Cigar and BL Luxuries. James, thanks for joining me, man.
Man, this is awesome. Thanks for asking. It's always good to have you just up here at the store, man. Just welcome.
Yeah, dude. When we started to put together the idea for running this series, you were right at the very top of people that we were like, oh, we got to include, man.
That's scary, man.
You are very well known within the industry.
That's not a good thing, right?
It's definitely not a good. No, it's a great thing, man. I think the amount of people that I have run into. And the amount of people that I have through any sort of conversation mentioned you in the store, in the lounge here, the amount of people that know you guys around the country is pretty crazy.
Yeah, we're fortunate. So we just celebrated 20 years here at the store.
Nice.
This past summer,
Congratulations.
right? So when Nick opened 20 years ago, I mean, it's crazy that obviously we've lasted this long. A lot of things can happen and have happened, but we're still here. We're still punching. But we've always tried, I say always tried, that's the key word, tried, to do it right? So not just on the consumer side, but on the brand side. Mm-hmm. So we try to partner correctly. We don't ask too much too often. And we're just fortunate that it's built some long-term positive relationships with all the brands we have, and then some we don't even carry anymore, we're still very positive with.
Gotcha.
So
let's talk about your story. Yeah. So, like I said, Harrisburg Beer N Cigar in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
You guys are we're about an hour and a half, 2 hours from Pittsburgh?
A little more than that. We're about 90 minutes to Philly, and it's probably about 3 hours to Pittsburgh.
Got it. Cool. So you guys are right in that south central part of PA.
Yeah, it's south central. We're the capital of Pennsylvania, obviously. So we're 20 minutes away from the Capitol, or 15 away from the Capitol building. So nice spot, right? There's a lot of people that come through here. The interstate comes right by here. We got the turnpike that cuts through. So, even though we're not one of the two big cities, Philly or Pittsburgh, people are here because of just business travel or, personal travel. Because Hershey Park, man, it's right up the road too.
Gotcha.
So we get a lot of people during the summer coming here. They do the family thing all day at the park. They sweat. They spend a lot of money. Then they come here and just want a cigar and just relax, man. So.
Yeah, I feel like that's the right way to do it.
Yeah.
And a lot of dads trying to escape the hustle and bustle of the park.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can sit in the lounge with 20 guys, or you can be at a park with 3,000. Easy answer.
Yeah, exactly. So you mentioned that you just celebrated your 20-year anniversary. Is that accurate? So you guys opened, 2005-ish?
Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was a small, so obviously, as you know, I was not here at the beginning. I came in about 6 years ago at this point. But Nick, he's worked really hard from one or two, just cabinets at old school, which you expect at a beer distributor, to now where we have just as you've seen, a massive walk-in humidor. We still have the cabinets for the bundles, the more affordable cigars, but we have a beautiful walk-in humidor, and then we have the suite right next to the store, which is just a massive lounge. It's 24/7 for our members. Guests, they can come in between 9 and 9.
So can you talk a little bit about the evolution of the store? So Beer N Cigar, right? You walk into, what I love about your guys' store is it is probably the most unique store that I've been in. I haven't been into another cigar store with the same setup that you guys have.
Okay.
So it's very clearly you walk in and you're like, oh, I'm going into a beer store where you guys have a wild selection of beer, right? Yep. And then you see on your right hand side, you see a cabinet of cigars. And then you see a door and you open that door and it's just a vault of cigars. I'm talking floor to ceiling cigars. So what was that evolution? At what point when Nick started, did he go from, did it start off as a beer store and then add in cigars? What was that evolution?
So it's been beer and cigars and cigarettes from day one. When he did this, it's always been that, but the cigar portion was small. So Nick himself is a cigar guy. Busy life, doesn't smoke as much, but he's always been a cigar guy. So he knew what he liked, and so he carried what he liked. And ironically enough, it was General Cigars that really kind of shifted his model, because he had the CAO Sopranos. I don't know if you remember those cigars from back in the day.
No, I do not.
But he, was working with distributors, and he'd get the rare stuff, and the rep came in, and he was like, how'd you get this? You can't get this. And he's like, well, I got it though. You know, people take money. Like they want to sell you stuff. So it was kind of general that like not forced us, but that's when we started going direct rather than distributors.
Sure.
And it just set everything in motion from there. It was just this evolution of, okay, what's the next brand that people want? And as the selection expanded, it just kept snowballing. And then it got to a point where, you know, Nick being on top of the industry, paying attention, you know, we really got into boutiques. So when you look at the market in Harrisburg, not a lot of boutique players. It's where we kind of shine. It's what I smoked a lot, and what drew me to this store before I started working here was the boutique selection.
Got it.
Warp Cigars in particular.
Got it.
Because there's nobody in here in this region except all the way out in Philly that has Warped.
Okay.
So that kind of has set us apart. Like our boutique selection, I don't think we're number one, but we're darn near up there when it comes to being willing to take chance on smaller brands. Being able to focus on what the trend of the industry is, who's hot, who's, you know, and who's not, right? You got to be accountable and honest. But that's what's created that humidor. And I think the beautiful thing is it's never stagnant. It's always turning because we pay attention. I really pay attention onto what is the upcoming brand, who do we think is going to be hot for the next 5 years. But ultimately, what drives it? It's what the consumers want.
Sure.
You know, we pay attention to it, but it's what the people walk in and demand. And that's how it's grown. It's just, hey, you only have 2 of the 3 brands I smoke. I'm a loyal customer. Can I get the 3rd brand here? And that's how it evolved. We just listened to the customers.
I think Andre and I have been up here now 3 or 4 different times.
Yeah.
We've been, HDA has been with Harrisburg Beer N Cigar now for about a year. I think in November we hit a year. Does that sound right?
That sounds right.
So about a year. We've been up here 3 or 4 different times. And one of the things that we've noted is that it's always familiar faces when we come in.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dudes here on the lounge side that are familiar faces. And you can tell that those guys really have an influence on what it is that you guys carry here in the lounge, right?
You have to, right? If Nick and I only sold what we liked, we wouldn't have your cigars. There would be nothing above a 48 ring gauge. So I'm a big dude, but I like small ring gauge. You give me a Lancero, Corona Gorda, Lonsdale. We like that profile 9 times out of 10. But you have to listen to your customers, and fortunately, we have about just under 100 locker members, lounge members. I've got a new set of lockers on the way, actually, because I'm out of room. But they drive a lot of what we do, because what I love about the cigar industry now, and this is kind of like a big topic, right? But it's the most, and I say this all the time, it's the most digitally informative era of cigars. You have the half-wheel, the cigar aficionados, and then you have all the brands doing their own marketing digitally, or they're in HERFs, they're on Zooms, they're on podcasts, they're doing lives.
Yeah.
You know, the traditional tobacconist, right? You walk in, they kind of hold your hand. You have to ask all these questions to get the answers. We have found that our lounge members and the customers who come here know those answers ahead of time. They walk in knowing what they want. They want this Mexican San Andreas over Nicaraguan and Nicaraguan, and they've seen on the internet that these 3 cigars will match their profile. Or, I love Scott, right? Scott was a part of his black guy until 2 months ago because he did ChatGPT, what else should I smoke? Nice. So he came in 5 different answers, and I just had to point where they're at.
Yep.
And that's what I love, right? Because these guys know tobacco in the lounge. Or if not, they know how to find the answers for that. So these guys
cigar guys, right? Like a lot of your customers are truly like cigar guys.
Oh my God, yeah. It's great because then you can actually have tobacco conversations. It's just a different level. And I'm sure other stores have that, right? You know, I know that we're not unique in that capacity, but that's one of the things I really enjoy about our guys here is sometimes I just want to shoot the shit and break balls, and then they actually want to talk tobacco. Like, do you know what seed this company, you know, what this brand is using? How do they get that seed? Or who are they buying from, right? They can track all that. They know all that. It's really fun, man. That's
pretty cool. I like it. So we talked a lot about the beer and cigar side.
Yeah.
At what point did the lounge get added? So 2005-ish is about when Harrisburg Beer and Cigars started.
Yeah.
It's where the humidor started. When did the lounge open up? Do you have any idea?
No, I couldn't tell you the year.
I mean, but was it like within short?
Yeah, within a couple years. Okay. Like, so I know it started because they wanted to watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And
nice.
So how it works for us in Pennsylvania is we have to license or designate square footage for alcohol, so the beer side of it. So you can't sell cigars on the beer side. Not the beer side, but like wherever we store a beer, like if that case touches the floor, we have to have that diagrammed out.
Got it.
And so the guys were trying to like watch it and smoke in the back. It was like a really small area, and it was Nick's office. But they were trying to sit and smoke where the beer was at. And it's like, I probably really shouldn't do that because, might be some problems.
Sure.
So that's when Nick's like, all right, I've got to designate this small area as a lounge. So it started really small. So where our humidor is now, that that was our lounge. So that was one evolution of it. It was also in the way back outside of Nick's office.
Okay.
And then eventually it was like, okay, we just have too many people in here. We don't have enough room for events. And this second suite right next to us, which was a laundromat, opened up. And so then Nick jumped on it. And it allowed him to do what he'd always wanted to do, 24/7 access for our members, 365. They can come and go as they want. They can relax, be low key. And so it's worked out really well for us that it's a big lounge.
So what is the membership? What if somebody is swinging by the area, wants to buy a couple cigars?
Yeah.
Can they come over and smoke in the lounge?
Absolutely. So we ask that you just buy a cigar to use the lounge on the day you want to use it.
And is that during normal business hours, I presume?
Yep, 9 to 9.
Okay. And then for the 24-hour access, you have to be a member. What does a membership get you outside of lounge access? Does it any other benefits?
A few. So it's $300 a year.
Okay.
Right. Darn right affordable. It's probably the best deal.
Yeah.
But every event we do, you get a free cigar. And so we do one major and one cut and light event a month. So you're having 2 events a month times 24. You do the math. The average cigar is probably about $10. Wow, 10 or 12 now.
Sure.
So you get most of your money back in cigars anyway, just for showing up. You don't even have to buy.
Right.
And then we do, like the guys in here, you talk about listening and like the guys driving what we do. We do, it's not a blind buy, but it's a deal of the day. So every Monday I have to come into the lounge and there's usually 25 people waiting for me. And about 3 to 4 p.m. on Monday, I have to offer, hey, this is this week's deal of the day, and it's only for lounge members. And it's stupid aggressive pricing, or it's they want something particular, right? So it's just become a fun thing. It allows us to go back and forth and haggle and me to poke buttons. And like 2 of the guys, they always want Monte Cristo White because it's their golf course cigar.
Sure.
So I make sure to never offer Monte Cristo White. But I'm just like, that's the haggle. I'm like, why don't you smoke this today instead of that, right?
Yeah.
And so, but it's like you just build that culture and it's fun, man. So they get that added benefit. We do an annual party. Most lounges do, I would assume. But they come in, it's catered food. All the reps have usually come the week before and they leave cigars for all our lounge members. So it's just a quick get together. So we don't offer too much more than that because we just believe on keeping the entry point to the lounge affordable.
Sure.
And we could do more, but then I'd have to charge $600 probably,
Sure.
or $1,000. I mean, I know some people charge a lot, man.
But I think that's an incredibly generous. I mean, like you said, if you just that monthly event, you basically are making all of your money back.
Yeah.
If not basically, I think you are making your money back.
I mean, minimum $240 out of your $300 investment.
Right, it's pretty darn close.
Yeah.
And what I like about your lounge too, man, is like I don't think the intent is not all the bells and whistles and super flashy. This is a you can tell this is a cigar smoker's lounge. This is a place to come, shoot the shit. It feels very blue collar, hang out, watch TV, and have great conversation with people.
That's the goal, right? So culture matters to me when it comes to the cigar lounge. So when I was not growing up, I was not smoking that young. When I was growing up as a young adult, right, a young professional, I was always on the road.
When a 12-year-old boy,
exactly,
always on the road,
always
smoking
on the road.
cigars. Got it.
So
okay.
For second job. So I was about 25. I was on the road 3-4 days a week. Listen, there's only so much coffee you can drink at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
And I'm frugal, so I wasn't running up a bar bill or a restaurant tab. Sure. So how do you kill 2 hours on $10? You go to a cigar lounge. Luckily, I had smoked previously, but that's like when I got, as personally, really into cigars, is I'd always be on the road, so twice a day I'd find a cigar lounge, usually in the afternoon before dinner meeting, and then to end my night. And I saw some really bad lounges.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like furniture. I could care less about furniture. I could care less about what's on the walls. Just people didn't talk.
Yeah.
And my professional growth before I got into cigars was really accelerated by having conversations with retired guys or professionals in a cigar lounge.
Sure.
And so that's when it hit me that the shared knowledge that you can gain by just talking to people in a cigar lounge is going to benefit you. And so I care about that culture here where people talk. Like when I first started running the store, we had two TVs. We only have one now. And I want people to talk. I want them to know each other. I want them to care. Not like pick you up in the middle of the night care, but I want that option to be there. You know what I mean? So I care that our people get along and they actually talk. And
one of the things that I think is interesting that I found too is when we come to visit you guys, some lounges you go into, they have the TVs on, and I'm sure different parts of the day, different crowds, right? And sometimes like maybe around that lunch time frame, more people are in here, maybe not here, but in some lounges are in like maybe working. And so it's a little bit more quiet, TVs are on. Every time we've come into this lounge, the TV might be on, but everybody's talking about what's on TV though too,
correct,
right? Like it's like a conversation starter. Like what is the show Naked and Afraid?
I was just gonna say, dude, so like
it's wild.
If you come to Harrisburg Beer and Cigar, 9 times out of 10 you're either watching sports or the show called Naked and Afraid. And if you've never seen Naked and Afraid, I beg you just to watch one episode, but it's a staple here. It's every day for hours, and like you said, it's not actually watching. We don't care what happens on the show. It's just like, I would have done this, or I would have done that, or the retired military guys are like, well, that person's an idiot. How did they not identify that type of leaf right away, right? It's just funny.
It's hilarious, man. I'll say I'd never seen the show. And then I think I've probably seen the show now 4 times, and every single time it's here. It's here. And it is so, the conversations that people are having about that start from the show, it's great. So you can tell like the use of TV here is used as a conversation starter and a conversation piece. Or like you said, sports or something like that.
I mean, listen, we have those typical lounge, like I don't want certain political, actually I don't want any political on.
Right.
Mainly because I still believe in the conversation. So I tell our guys, our lounge members, we can have political conversations here. You got to know, you're probably not changing somebody's mind, and it needs to be respectful and an actual conversation. The moment we start yelling at each other, we're done. Like, I'll shut your fob off for a week kind of situation, get your head on you. Remember, these are your friends.
Yeah.
You can have the conversation, but just know you're not changing people's mind 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that. Some lounges we go in, they purposely don't have TVs for that exact reason.
Yeah,
I get it. I think you guys do a really good job of balancing and making sure that you have that form of entertainment, but then you are also like you're also steering into what I think is a very important part of the lounge culture, which is those conversations, that building of long-lasting friendships, that ability to come in and converse with strangers as well as people that you've known for years.
Yeah, I say it all the time. The lounge members know. Anybody new that joins, I always tell them, or they ask, I was like, come here for a couple weeks before I give you your fob and your key to your locker. Get to know the culture, get to know the people, because this is the standard. And I'm fortunate that Nick also believes in that. So it was kind of like that before I got here. I just then helped keep it going and growing, right? Yep. I just have more time. He's doing Nick things, right?
Sure.
I think you've been here 3-4 times. You've seen him once or twice.
Yeah.
He's a busy man.
Saw him out at PCA as well. He seems like he's a busy dude.
He's always moving.
Yeah.
And then he gets to make the fat joke at me that I can't keep up with him. So that's why, like, when we go to the trade shows, I was like, here's your 10 things to do today. I'm going to handle these 5 bigger things, but you can handle the 10 little things,
right.
And you get to walk around and be seen.
Yep, exactly.
So it's fun, it's a good time. What's up, Troy? How you doing today?
What's going on, sir?
So this is Troy.
What's going on, Troy? How you doing, brother?
So Troy was a lounge guy, retired, and now is on the staff here.
Nice to meet you, man. I'm Zack.
So, but Troy's one of those guys. Like I said, you get to know. He's retired. Yeah, we recording, man. You want to pop in and say hello at least?
What's up, world?
Oh God, don't fall.
but Troy can attest, right? Like, we care about the culture, we care about the people, and it's a beautiful thing, man. It's just, I don't know. I'm a social cigar guy.
Yeah.
Like, if I wanted to smoke in silence, I would just stay at home.
Uh-huh.
So when I came to lounges, it was to relax and socialize, just enjoy.
I'll say that when Andre and I decided to start this series, we really wanted to make sure, like, our 2 big motivations for the series are to try and provide a little bit of a highlight and a little bit of a platform to some of the amazing people that we've met that own lounges across the country, and to also encourage people to go out and support their local lounges in the form of just maybe grabbing a cigar and sitting down. Like, from a mental health perspective,
Agreed.
I think it is so important to build those relationships and just have that conversation, even if it's just occasionally, once a month, once every couple weeks. Just having those types of conversations around a cigar. Oftentimes I think a lot of people get into a habit of buying cigars, keeping them at their house and then smoking alone.
Right.
And we really want to promote that go out to your local lounge, support your local lounge, and also get conversation that you're not going to be able to get at home in your backyard by yourself.
Oh God, if 10% of the conversations here ever happened at my house, I would be deathly afraid of what my wife would say.
Right? Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
It's great. Yeah.
So many of us know these conversations can only happen at cigar lounges.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know what else to say to that. I think you summarized it beautifully. Like, I believe in the value of people and interfacing and what that does to just make your day better.
Yep, absolutely. So we talked a little bit about the lounge. I want to talk about your story. So you had mentioned that you came here and joined Harrisburg Beer N Cigar.
Yeah.
About, you said, what, 6 years ago?
Yeah.
So it's just before COVID, it sounds like?
Right at the start of COVID.
Right at the start of COVID.
It's been,
so
what,
about 5 years?
Yeah.
So when you came in, well, first of all, what is your title here? It sounds like, what's on your business card? No, but I know it seems like you are like the brands manager / you kind of handle all the tobacco side of everything here at Beer N Cigar.
Jack of all. So, listen, I will work the register. I will unload beer when we get deliveries. But yeah, probably I do everything just because we're a less is more kind of store, right? So I want all our guys to be empowered to know and do things, so we don't really pigeonhole ourselves. The only title that matters is Nick, owner. Right. James is here. So, but I do majority of all the buying for the humidor, minus maybe one brand, but that's because it's just a massive brand that there's a lot of layers to it just because of the program we are in within them. So that's one of those. Nick handles all that one, but I still have to do all the reporting and I tell him what we need, blah,
Gotcha.
blah, blah. So yeah, I handle all the brands. I'm usually the guy that makes the decision if we bring a new brand in. I'm the one that's telling Nick, hey, at trade show, go talk to these guys, because as you know, a young brand, there's a lot of you guys out there right now.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
And we, unfortunately, I say me, I've made a couple bad bets on smaller brands. I misread something, or I was distracted and I didn't quite see something. And the last thing I want to do is hurt a consumer's wallet. I don't want them, if they come in with $10 or $5, I don't want them I don't want them feeling a type of way that brand hurt them, and we championed it because we have a very positive we try to have a positive reputation.
You guys have a very positive reputation. I haven't met anybody that's like, man, those guys at Harrisburg Beer N Cigar, they really screwed me, or they don't know what they're doing, or everything that we've heard. You guys have a very positive reputation. Your reputation definitely precedes you.
That's good to hear.
And so I think the things that I've seen behind the scenes, what you and Nick do to ensure that the consumer is taken care of. Yeah. Outside of even the lounge aspect, I think it speaks volumes to kind of how you guys conduct business.
So that, what I talked about, the people in the lounge matter, and we care about that culture. There's a lot of cigars I could sell. I care about the people making the cigars.
Sure.
Like, I care about you and Andre, right? And not that I want to be invited to your daughter's wedding or care, but I want to know who Zack is, right? I want to know who Andre is. I want to understand the why. And maybe that's I don't know if it's dumb, but I care about that because I have found that if I feel like the person's not going to screw me, we can have a great partnership. And sussing that out faster matters.
That's exactly how Andre and I try and run things with HDA. Like, we've said many times and on many different forums that not all sales are created equal. And just because I could get a sale with a certain lounge, or just because we could introduce HDA into a lounge, does not necessarily mean that we want to. We really want to be engaged in and continue to have relationships with lounges and people that we want to do work with. And there's been a few different lounges that HDA has that we've had our cigars in that we no longer have our cigars in, just because we ultimately felt like it was not a good fit for us.
Yeah.
But we want to have that personal relationship. I want to be able to text you.
Yep.
I want you to feel comfortable texting me.
Yep.
I want to, you know, I want to feel like we can trust each other and we have a relationship that we help each other grow.
And that's how I feel with you guys, right? Like when I had a customer bring your brand to my attention, like I said, check the interwebs. So I was like, all right, these guys are invested in marketing. Their story appears to be legit, right? You working obviously with a reputable factory, and I know you don't want to talk about HDA, but I do because HDA matters to me, right? You guys checked a lot of boxes really quickly, and then my buddy, the customer, he sent me your cigars to smoke. So I had them before you guys even sent me a sample, right? Because he really believed in you. This guy was an early adopter, so I guess kind of a quick tangent, and this
Please.
Along with running everything at the store, as you know, we have an online platform, BL Luxuries, which you've mentioned, and then we have a Cigar of the Month Club. So that's where a lot of my focus has been shifting the last couple of years because of that growth. We just have taken off. Fortunately, we have early adopters, people who believe in us and continue to support us because they want to be able to buy online from tobacconists, right? They want to be able to get their cigars from a real humidor, not some warehouse in the middle of nowhere that doesn't have a brick and mortar location that they can't interface with maybe as well, and don't deal with the struggles of a brick and mortar.
Sure.
So I can talk both language. But so he sent it, right? Cigars are great. You guys are great. And that's what it came down to. And then, kind of that last test was you came in, you met some of the lounge members, Reggie. Right?
Yeah, oh man, Reggie.
He put you
Reggie,
Reggie, right? But like it matters because Reggie's been smoking your cigars for a year now. It's the same construction, the same quality, the same consistency, the same flavors when he goes back to his boxes that he likes. Veiled Mutiny is his number one right now.
Yep.
That stuff matters because ultimately that's who our success is determined by.
For sure.
So like we could have the prettiest lounge with $10,000 chairs, but if nobody's going to come in and smoke the cigars that we try to champion or we want them to try, it doesn't matter.
Sure.
So we're very proud that like your cigars and most of the cigars we carry live up to that. Our customers are happy, man, and that's what at the end of the day, that's what matters. Is the customer feels that their investment in this product and that smoking experience is positive, A1, however you want to describe it.
Sure.
So that's the HDA for us.
We definitely really appreciate it. You've been nice enough to include HDA in your all three blends in your cigar. All four. That's right. Yeah, I forgot the Fan of Fury also.
Yeah, we went for that LE.
There you go. So all four blends have been brought into your Cigar of the Month Club, which has been amazing. It's really helped us be able to grow. It's really helped spread the word about HDA. The amount of people that have reached out to us that said that they got the HDA through your guys' Cigar of the Month Club. So let's talk a little bit about the BL Luxuries.
Okay.
So the BL Luxuries, did you start when you brought on BL Luxuries, or was that something that had already started and you kind of ran with it and you grew it?
That's how I ended up here, right? So COVID hits.
Okay.
I traveled for work. I was in a completely different industry, and I got grounded.
What industry, if you don't mind me asking?
I was in nonprofit fundraising.
Okay.
So couldn't travel, couldn't do my donor meetings, couldn't cultivate new donors, blah, blah, blah. You were doing everything Zoom. So I just spent more time here. I was just smoking, working on my laptop, and the online platform had been launched by somebody else, and it just didn't fit with what they thought they were getting into. So they walked away pretty much overnight after like 3-4 months in. So just sat there, and it's an overused term, but the hustling aspect kind of came in, and I'm an equal opportunity capitalist. Anytime I can try to reduce my debt by making more money and leveraging my time a little more efficiently and effectively. So I was like, hey, Nick, your domain name is paid for a year. Your shipping service is already paid for. You're registered for all this. You have a license, the lawyers involved, right? You're set up to run. You just don't have anybody running this. And you have inventory. As you know, we have inventory.
Right.
Like that's one of our, I joke with people, I say we don't have $10,000 chairs. Got a crap ton of cigars though, so if you walk in our humidor and you leave without a cigar, usually, you just didn't look hard enough.
Sure.
But I was like, give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Let me see if I can do what you want done that the other person it didn't work out with. And the rest is history.
Wow.
And eventually I was like, hey, this is a full-time job now. So I got the call, it's time to return back to the office. I was like, cool, I'm done. So I resigned from that position, moved in here full-time, and we've not looked back since.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's just the industry has shifted, man. You know this. Like,
Sure.
we really wanted to provide an online service to our customers that just don't live in Harrisburg anymore. And we wanted to give that same experience. They knew Nick for years, or they've known me for a couple. And then you realize the industry is an online market now.
Sure.
You can't ignore it. As much as I love this brick and mortar experience, they're just people who don't live near brick and mortar.
And what you guys do is you're able to dovetail in a brick and mortar with an online presence.
Yeah.
And you're able to provide what I would classify as like a full suite of services.
Agree, and that has always been Nick's vision. I mean, he lets me run the online how I see fit. And so he's always been like, hey, do what you need to do and want to do, but it needs to complement what we do here.
Sure.
You know, and if it takes off, great. If it doesn't, we've tried, but I know we've tried in the right way. So we do a couple things like other stores do it, but I did it from day one because to me it fit what people asked for. So we have blind buys on the website.
Okay.
You don't know what you're getting. You never know what you're getting. But if you have ordered from me in the past, I know your profile. I know what you're seeking. I know, or I have a good idea. I can't say I know. But it also allows me, when you walk in, to be like, hey, James, what's new this week? Grab me 4 cigars and I'll pick 2 I know. That's what it allows me to do. It allows me to give that traditional tobacconist experience of, well, here's what's coming in, or just came in, or here's what little underrated. You might not have visited in a while because it's an old core line.
Yep.
All the shiny object syndrome of new releases and LEs have come out. You just forgot about that cigar for a year. So the blind buys allow me to do that. It allows me to give that brick and mortar experience when somebody's like, hey, I need help in the humidor. What do you recommend today?
Sure.
But just for the customer online. And that's why that exists, is so I can complement and be that sweet, as you called it. You're still getting that Nick and James experience. Like, I had one guy message. So Nick's never packed an order in his life. Never. He messaged, and he used to live here. Him and Nick go back from day one of the store, and he's like, tell Nick to pick out my cigars for me. So I had to, like, hey, you don't have to pack this order, but you got to pick this order. So I made him.
Hilarious.
I was like, I was like, just use John, right? I was like, John wants you to do it. Here's what you have to. Here's the parameters of which to work within. And like, it was kind of fun for him. You could see him smile a little bit. He's like, oh, I haven't done this in a while. So it's a cool little thing.
I like it, man. Your humidor selection is absolutely incredible. I want to. So since you have joined the company, what was the very first brand that you brought in that did not exist in the lounge? And then what is the most recent brand that you've brought in to date?
Holy
know.
crap.
See if you can go back 5 years. It's funny, I've asked this question and we kind of get very similar reactions of like, oh, let me think about this one.
So I feel bad. So actually one of the first things I did was cut brands.
Oh boy. Well, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about...
No, but I'll tell you why, right? Like, because you got to look at numbers and data, right? If it's not turning, you're losing shelf space.
Sure.
And in money, right, at the end of the day, to be honest, from a business perspective. But it was an old brand that was on the shelf, that was stagnant. We had not ordered in like 2 years, and it was Matilde.
Okay.
So that was the first brand I would say we brought back in. Like, we had no backstock. It was kind of dwindling. So it was Matilde.
Okay.
That was like the first one. I was like, I love these guys' cigar. And at that time, like 6 years ago, $8 for a Toro, for a Dominican-made cigar. I loved it.
Yeah.
Still today, and they're only like $10. I still love it.
Yeah.
The newest, Lure cigars.
My man Lou Cross, dude.
So
Lou's the man, dude. I love Lure.
Yeah, so they have a rep, John. Oh, you know, Jesus Christ.
Of course I know John.
Yeah, of course you know John. So that's right, dude. John. John, I apologize, man. Wow, did I just mess that up? So these guys have a business relationship with John. I screwed that up big time.
Yeah, he's
our rep technically.
Yeah, he's our rep for HDA, Lure, and he has a few other brands too. But yeah.
So John drives up here once a year on his way to his family up north.
Yep.
So he's always stopped in. And he's like, smoke lure. And at that time, I was like, listen, man, like, I'm in full prep PCA mode. And oh my God, my phone is blowing up. Sorry. I apologize for that.
It's okay.
It's baseball chat. You know those all too well.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Or softball, yeah.
Exactly.
So John, like, he always kept trying to get me to smoke these lures. And I was like, listen, man, it's not a no. It's just a no now. Like, I'm in PCA prep. I'm trying to make sure the money's right. Make sure we have the room for the cases we're going to bring in. I'm planning out Cigar of the Month Club for 6 months now, or 6 months ahead of time, trying to figure out how to buy. It's a convoluted process. It's unfortunately a pain in my butt. But I knew at PCA we were going to open Lure because I smoked it. I love the damn cigars. Everybody spoke highly of Lou. Yeah. They kept saying the same thing. He's an honest man, makes great cigars, good tobacco, right? I love the story, paying tribute to his father. And that's how so my first cigar was with my dad, Rocky Patel Edge.
Oh, very cool. Okay.
So,
all right.
So a long time I was a big Rocky fan.
Yeah.
I smoke a lot of Rockies. They're Emerald, by the way, new, amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't tried that yet.
It's amazing.
I'll give it a shot.
So Rocky was my first cigar with my father, so that matters to me, the relationship with my dad.
Okay.
I try to be a great dad as well. I coach my son's baseball team.
Sure.
As busy as I get with the online, I will turn the. I've ghosted you a couple nights.
It happens, bro.
Because I want to be present.
For sure.
And then I need my time to decompress at the end of the night. So I'll get back to you the next day or two, unfortunately, because you know those travel weekends where you're like, shit, right? It is what it is.
Yeah.
So Lure's the newest brand that we brought in. That was at PCA. I don't think we've done anything since. I don't think so.
Yeah, Lou's really good people. He's been, Lure keeps popping up all over the place. Lou's been doing a phenomenal job, and I love the fact that they're getting the recognition that he deserves. They're doing a really good job. I really appreciate what he is. He's a good person. I feel like he's a really good person in the industry.
Yeah,
he's a good advocate for the cigar industry.
So where I align with him and with you is that nobody's perfect. Growth happens, and growth at X amount that you're not prepared for hurts.
Sure.
We couldn't do something in the first payment. Like your bank wouldn't take our check.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
that was the check wouldn't go through because they were like, it's too big.
Yeah, it's
because we hadn't cashed a check that big. They were very sus of it. Yeah.
So you're telling me I can't I paid you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pay you. Your bank is saying no. What kind of world is this? That's the worst of all the problems to have. It's what is going on?
Banks love tobacco money. And I'm saying that very sarcastically.
Yep.
They hate tobacco money. They're very scared about tobacco money.
Yeah. So it's little things like that, right? So it's just I felt terribly because we had the product. You couldn't cash the check. But growth and change and development happens, and I appreciate that you guys. And what I try to be when I have errors, or not errors, but just things happen, issues. You're growing. Is you be honest, and you address it, and you move forward, and that's what I see with both of you guys, right? And I hate to compare you guys to another brand.
No.
But when I look behind the curtain at the person, if John works for both of you, that's saying something.
Sure,
because John believes in both of you.
Yeah, John's been a phenomenal person to be working with over the last year.
Yeah,
he's been absolutely great. He's a really good dude. He's been great for us. That's obviously how we met you as well. He helped make that introduction. But that's great to hear that Lure that you guys are carrying Lure now too. So
but it also speaks to our mentality as a store, right? We believe in the boutiques. I believe in the legacies. Every brand we have over there, we believe in. They play a role. So one of my favorite cigars, underrated, and I tell people all the time, I don't know if it's underrated, but I just don't see people smoking as much as I would like, is the Henry Clay Warhawk.
Okay.
It's a smooth, it's not smooth, it's a Connecticut with some body. Nice pepper notes to it. It's not your typical paper Connecticut. I love that cigar. I smoke it 4 or 5 times a week.
Wow, okay.
I love it so much I put it in the Cigar of the Month Club, right? And
sure.
Somebody was within the industry, you're going to put a Henry Clay in the Cigar of the Month Club? I said, I believe in it. Sure. I smoke that cigar a lot, but it's coming from a legacy brand. So it's that value, being a good tobacconist and understanding not every cigar is good from the boutiques.
Sure.
But not every cigar from the legacies is bad.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think there's definitely a balance, and I think you guys do a really good job of, for your business model, it makes sense to have a nice balance of both legacy brands as well as boutique brands, or
Well, you have. So that was the challenge during COVID. You have to, right? Because people, when you couldn't walk into a store, at least for us, when they couldn't walk into the humidor of the store, they didn't know the brand names when it came to boutiques. They didn't know what cigar they smoked.
Interesting.
They knew Monte Cristo,
sure,
Romeo, Acid, Undercrown. They knew those.
It's trying to bring that brand recognition to industry.
So that's been one of the most challenging times, right? Is you had people who wanted to buy a crap ton of cigars. They had a lot of money, because everybody got their stimulus checks, but they couldn't. I spent like a half hour, like somebody like trying to draw what the band looked like for me one day.
Really?
We figured it out. Let me tell you what. But it was one of the most, and that's a good challenge to have. Is like they just couldn't remember what the cigar was called. They'd smoked it for 6-9 months ahead of time.
But they just couldn't remember what it was.
And it was a boutique brand, and it was a Warp cigar. So it was just they couldn't remember what the weird name was.
That's funny. Yeah, man, you guys have been doing a really, really phenomenal job of giving platforms and giving an opportunity to us and other small brands. And the folks here at the lounge have been absolutely phenomenal at embracing.
That's who drives it, right? Like we'll give everything, not everything. Majority of things we'll give a try, but it's you guys came in, you connected, you did what we asked, right? Which was you came in and didn't sell your product. You told your story.
Sure.
You told the why, which is what we care about more than anything. Because if you can explain that you're doing this for X reason, you're using Y factory, you know what I mean? And it's sincere and it's honest, 9 times out of 10 you're going to be successful, in my opinion. So it's not like I said, hey, you got to sell 10 boxes and we'll keep you. It was just talk to our guys.
Yeah.
Can you match up what our customers are looking for?
Yeah.
And you did. There's 6-7 guys weekly smoking your cigars because you guys clicked with them.
Yeah, I love hearing those stories, and that's one of the things that Andre and I. That's the reason we're doing this. Is it's definitely not to get rich quick.
You don't get rich here?
No, surprisingly, owning a brand is not a get rich quick scheme.
Neither is being a manager at a beer store.
So, the things that we love are coming out to the lounge, getting to meet the lounge owners and the managers, but then also getting to meet the customers and getting to meet the consumers and sitting around and watching Naked and Afraid and having those ridiculous conversations and understanding people's walks of life and the amount of people that I would never have met at any other point in my life, but I met because I went into a cigar lounge and I just happened to sit across from the guy and strike up a conversation. Another thing that I was very, very happy to see was there was quite a few women that come into your lounge too, which is great.
So representation, diversity matters.
Yeah.
It goes back to when I was on the road, right? I don't want to hear the same song and dance. I don't want the same story from the same guy. I want to hear, because I was professionally selfish, I wanted to hear how people got to their positions of success or power. What did they do? And that includes women.
Yeah.
Right? And our women here, I can't say it like that. The women who come here,
sure,
they match the profile though of everybody else, right? They're funny. They break balls. They throw it faster than some of the men do, and it's funny as shit watching some of these guys just be put in check real quick.
Yeah, yep. The dynamic of when we had our first event here. Well, we've only had one event. We've been here a couple different times, but during our event, the women that came in and watching that dynamic is great. And I love the fact that you guys have an environment that's welcoming to different types of people, different socioeconomic levels of people, but everybody wants to come in for the same reason. That's to have that camaraderie, have that group therapy, if you will, over a dead leaf. It's pretty awesome.
And so if you remember back to the start of this conversation, you asked about the criteria for using the lounge or joining, right? And I said we ask that you buy a cigar. There's not a dollar amount attached to that. We have a lot of guys who buy their quorums and their factory smokes, one cigar, under $3, tax out the door, and they come in here.
Yeah.
It matters to me that if they have $3 or $2 million to spend, they can come in here if they're not a member.
And they have a place to sit, come, enjoy.
Yeah.
I think that's great. Not only for the consumer, but that's great for the industry as a whole.
I agree.
Being warm and welcoming to whether you're buying a $30 cigar or a $5 cigar, having a place to come and experience what you guys are able to bring here at the lounge, I think is great.
The reality is, man, people, like you said, they're in different levels at certain times in their life. They've got something going on, whatever, and they just can't do it that day where they're buying $70 worth of cigars.
Yep.
I mean, we give good deals, right? You buy a box here, you get 20% off. You buy 5 cigars, you get 1 free. Like that, those are everyday standing deals. But there's some days guys just can't swing it, or people can't swing it. And they need that $3 cigar, and they just want to be around like-minded people, watching Naked and Afraid, busting balls, and nobody here is going to judge them for that cigar.
Yeah, I think another thing that we really enjoyed when we did the event is by the end of the night, I don't know what TV station you guys got, but we ended up watching like some sort of like horse race somewhere in the country, and somehow you had it, and there was probably 15 of us. Yeah. Picking a horse and putting $1 into a pool and just having fun. Everybody's rooting for these random horses that I'd never bet on horses before. I think I walked away up like $4 at the end of the night. It was a great time, man. I was just over here betting on the ponies. I had no idea what was going on, man.
But it fits our model,
right? It was so much fun.
It's not about winning a crap ton of money. It's just being involved and having a good time.
Man, it was great.
Yeah, good old Paulie. So Paulie's like our horse aficionado.
Okay.
And so what's the second leg of the Triple Crown? Is that the Preakness?
I literally don't know.
Okay.
When I tell you that I don't know anything about horse racing and I was betting on horse, I'm dead serious. I don't know. Isn't it the Preakness? You said that's one of them, right?
It's Preakness, Belmont, and Kentucky Derby.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that
those
sounds
are
right.
the 3. I don't know the order of the 3.
Okay.
I think those are the 3.
Okay.
But like, I just listened to him. So like on my phone, I was on the legal betting sites, obviously, right? I'm not using a bookie. I ended up like a lot because all I did was listen to him.
And he was giving you the pony advice.
Yeah,
I like it.
So there were dollar bets over here, and then over here I was like going at it, and life is good.
Yeah.
So but it's but we do a lot of things like we have a lounge member who got into boxing, right? So he just had his second amateur match last weekend, 2 weekends ago.
Very cool.
So we sponsored a table. About 20 of us went out.
Dude, that's awesome.
And so we were outside smoking cigars until his match came up. We went a couple matches early. We're sitting there, got to watch him, unfortunately lose.
Okay.
Sorry, buddy. Just train harder. Keep your hands up. But it's like we just have fun, man. Like we build a culture where people know each other and they want to spend time with each other, like outside of a lounge.
It's huge, man.
But I mean, listen, it was a beautiful 70-degree night. We're smoking cigars outside under a tent. Life is good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. All right, so I want to ask you a couple off-topic questions now to let the people know a little bit about you.
I'm ready.
Okay, so
about me? Fuck that.
So one of my favorite questions to ask.
Okay.
And this is not even in the series. I just like to ask a couple of these questions just to get to know somebody.
All right.
So, and I did not prepare you for this, so this is going to be completely off the cuff. So you're on a desert island. A lot of people want to ask the desert island cigar story. So I'll start with that. What would you consider your favorite cigar, like your go-to, the first one that pops up into your mind as like one of your go-to cigars that you could smoke on a desert island for the rest of your life if you wanted to, if you needed to?
You see, this is an impossible question to ask, and you know it. Because from a retail perspective, I don't really smoke a lot of repeat cigars other than the Henry Clay Warhawk, but that's a comfort cigar.
Okay.
So I need to make sure my palate is right. I know what I get out of that cigar.
Sure.
I'll go to that. I also enjoy the cigar, but I'm always smoking something new, and with the Cigar of the Month Club, I have to be trying things, right?
That is the same type of answer that we've been getting from most retailers. Is I'm smoking, I don't want to say they treat it solely as a job, but it is a job, right?
Yeah.
You have to smoke what you have. It sounds like it's the Henry Clay Warhawk.
So
no?
It's either Henry Clay Warhawk or for the longest time, Caldwell Long Live the King Mad Mofo Gran Toro.
Got it.
That specific cigar,
it.
I probably still have 30 boxes in my personal humidor from when I was a consumer.
Wow.
That's what I smoked.
Sure.
I
like it.
I didn't know at the time what I know now, right? It's Dominican. It's made at the Ventura factory, right? It's Henderson and his family. Or it's not Henderson. It's Henderson's family. His brother, his sister, his dad. Didn't really care back then. All I knew is I liked that cigar. So it's going to be one of those two. It's going to either be Henry Clay Warhawk Robusto or the Caldwell Long Live the King Mad Mofo Gran Toro. That's what I smoked.
I dig it. You're on the same desert island now.
Oh, Jesus, man.
You have to pick one meal to eat for the rest of your life, okay? So for the purposes of this exercise, this meal has we'll assume neutral nutritional value, right? So you're not picking for nutrition, you're picking just simply for enjoyment.
I appreciate that caveat.
Okay. Water is already given. You already get outside of that.
Okay.
You have to pick an entree, 2 sides, a beverage, and a dessert. What meal are you picking it's the only meal that you get to eat for the rest of your life?
So, do you have any people in your life that are creatures of habit?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I'm a creature of habit.
Okay.
So when people ask what's new, if something's new, I'm usually upset.
Okay, so you okay.
So every Sunday, baseball excluded, if we have a tournament, my family goes to a local Mexican chain called El Rodeo.
Oh yeah.
I always get the San Jose burrito with steak.
Okay.
So it is a 12-inch long burrito, smothered in queso and peppers,
all right.
jalapenos on top, right? Steak inside, rice, and then beans and onions.
Okay, so that's your entree.
That's my entree.
Pretty solid entree.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that.
You're going to eat that for the rest of your life. I appreciate that.
So yeah, if you come to Harrisburg or the York area, go to El Rodeo. I don't get anything off of that plug, but go there. Amazing Mexican food.
Okay, all right. So an El Rodeo burrito.
Yep, San Jose burrito.
San Jose burrito with jalapenos and queso. I dig it.
Dynamite.
What would your sides, beverage, and dessert be?
Ideally, the beverage is cheer wine. So when I lived in North Carolina for 3 years, that was the beverage of choice.
Cheer wine, very
glass
nice.
bottle.
Okay, all right.
Maybe with the little ice, cube that you got, like when you get from Cookout.
Sure.
I like the small crushed ice.
Okay.
With cheer wine. The sides, I'm going to go black beans.
Okay.
And just rice.
I dig it.
I eat
white rice.
Oh no, fried rice, Mexican fried rice, right? So I was born in Southern California.
Yep.
Hence the last name Garcia.
Yep. Hence the fact that you're an Angels fan.
And an Angels fan.
Yep.
It hurts every year. But hey, I got my son in the suffrage now. He's suffering right along with me. But
I'm sure you're so happy to see the Dodgers advance to the NLCS, right?
So can we...
Well, and by the time that this is aired, that may have changed. But as of very recently, they just went to the NLCS.
Last night. So let me tell you, as a father, you will understand this, and as a softball, baseball, I'm lumping them together in this point.
Sure.
Because they are obviously so similar.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, when Aaron Judge dropped that ball, it allowed me like the greatest teaching moment ever for my son, which was make sure your freaking glove is in the right spot and your hands are ready.
Yeah.
If you are going to secure an easy out to win something, 2 hands.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
last night was...
Last night...
Fundamentals broke down.
Fundamentals broke down, but more than that, mentally, it allowed me to talk to my son this morning because he was in bed by that. It went to extra innings last night.
Yeah.
I have preached to the teams I coach or I'm a part of and my son, don't let one mistake become 2.
Sure.
Don't let 2 error, don't just figure it out. So in that play, right, Vivid, he doesn't field the ball cleanly.
Yeah.
First mistake.
It happens.
It happens.
It happens, especially to pitchers on comebackers. It happens.
We know from a pitcher throwing to first is also a little gamble sometimes.
Sure.
But he's not listening to arguably one of the best catchers of the last 5-6 years in JT Realmuto.
Who's pointing to first base.
He's
hand up pointing to first base.
Because he's got 20 feet here to get the runner out and 30 feet there.
Yep.
For the third out and the inning, and you go back to the top of the 12th then.
Sorry, Phillies fans.
Sorry.
It's brutal. It was a brutal game last night.
So bad. But
it's
this
such
morning,
a brutal way to get knocked out.
But this morning, man, I could talk to my son about, buddy, when I tell you, don't let one error become 2, and I showed him the video, and he's like, oh. Right? It's just another teachable moment as a father in a baseball, softball moment.
Yep.
So that was like, damn.
Yeah.
More so because I was going to grab tickets for Game 5 in Philly. I was going to take my son over because it's the Dodgers, it's the Phillies, it's a Game 5, win or go home. That atmosphere would have been incredible.
Yeah.
So from a baseball perspective, I was really hoping it was going to come home for Game 5.
Yeah, no, I get it. I was admittedly rooting for the Phillies as well, but more importantly, my Cubs were able to force a Game 5, which I'm pretty excited about. Nico Horner, is that who you're about to say?
Bro,
he's my man, dude.
Did
I love
not
that
realize how great defensively he is, but also he's just hitting the cover off the ball.
And it's with 2 strikes.
I know.
The guy chokes up and he gets defensive, and you see these hacks where he's just like, I'm putting the ball in play.
Yeah.
And it's fallen. I mean, he's been doing it all year. A lot of people don't realize that he's hitting almost 300.
I know.
And he's a Gold Glover. And
he's like 355 in the playoffs right now.
He's killing it.
But he's watching him defensively, and even Darby Swanson, right?
Dansby,
sorry.
Yep.
He's not been great at the plate, right? Whatever. But the one game we watched, man, he stopped 4 or 5 balls that should have been outfield singles.
Yeah.
That, hard hit grounders.
Yep.
One of them, like, he didn't field it cleanly, but he played through, kept it in front of him, and he barely got the runner out at first, right? Another teachable moment, like, buddy, this is why you put the ball on your belly or you attack from this angle, blah, blah, blah. Those two middle infield defenders, God, man.
Admittedly, I'm a little biased, but I would say defensively, I think it's the best duo, middle infield duo in baseball.
I don't think Nico is like a stud, man. I didn't know it.
Yeah.
But yeah, seeing it now,
so
they look good, man.
So as of the time of recording this, Game 5 is happening tomorrow, and I'm pretty excited about it. So hopefully, by the time this airs, they'll have won a World Series. We'll see.
I think you guys have all the momentum. I think you have taken it away from the Brewers.
I was actually at Game 2 in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. I saw you there.
Yeah,
I was a little upset at you.
It was. It hurt because I ended up losing that game. But it was a fun experience. So we covered your entree. We covered your beverage.
Yep.
Both of your sides.
Yep.
What is your dessert?
That's tough, man.
That's a good one,
I'm
huh?
a fat guy, right? So sweets are in my wheelhouse.
Okay. Are you like a cake guy? Are you a pie guy? Ice cream guy?
Yes. Little caramel corn, in there too. All right, so it's going to be red velvet cake. That's where I'm going. Red velvet cake. That's the answer.
I mean,
we'll throw it back to my wife. That was the cake we had at our wedding.
I like
every
it.
Anniversary, so it means a lot to me. I know, cheesy, stupid.
Red velvet cake, man. I'm a big key lime pie guy.
What the hell is wrong with you? Nobody likes key lime pie.
I would beg to differ. I'm a big key lime pie guy.
You're the outlier.
I love key lime pie, man. I don't know. That's like that's my flavor profile right there. Is key lime pie.
All right.
So, look, man, it's been an absolute pleasure. If you could tell everybody where they can find out a little bit about you, and tell everybody where they could follow Harrisburg Beer and Cigar and BL Luxuries.
Yeah, absolutely. So Harrisburg Beer and Cigar is conveniently located at 3842 Union Deposit Road. We have 2 units of a strip mall. It's a nice big strip mall, plenty of parking. It's awesome. There's a gym if you want to get some gains in while you're here too. Not me though. He might, but not me. Like I said, conveniently located off 76, 81, 83 in central Pennsylvania. As you know, driving up here is super easy. It's pretty much all interstate. On Facebook, we are Harrisburg Beer N, one letter N, not the symbol. Cigar. On Instagram, we are Beer N Cigar. We don't really do Twitter or X, Threads, none of that, or TikTok. We keep it simple. And then online, if you fall in love with our humidor selection and you just want it shipped to you with Pennsylvania pricing and no taxes, unless you're in PA, obviously, we are BL Luxuries, BLLUXURIES. I didn't think about that. .com. Instagram is BL Luxuries. Facebook is BL Luxuries. That's us, man.
And tell them a little bit about your Cigar of the Month Club.
Oh, so for $37.95 minimum, it's like $38.43. Not like it is if you're a Pennsylvania resident with tax. We ship to you, and a lot of people do Cigar of the Month clubs, right? So I don't think we're unique or special, but what ours is, it's blue collar focus. So we really put in cigars that we smoke. They're not cigars that I'm just trying to clearance out of the humidor. They're not cigars that we get because they're $2 a cigar, and I have to sell you that these are the best cigars ever. It's cigars we believe in. And from day one, it's always been cigars we believe in. And that's a funny story, randomly. So Nick, not a YouTube guy, not a big social media guy.
Okay.
He's like, I want to send people cigars that we smoke. I was like, oh, you want a Cigar of the Month Club? He goes, no, just do a monthly sampler. I was like, yeah, Cigar of the Month Club that they pay us and they get, right? He goes, yeah. I was like, you want a Cigar of the Month Club? He's like, I don't want a Cigar of the Month Club. I want a monthly sampler you mail out. I was like, Nick, do me a favor when you go home tonight or today, just Google Cigar of the Month Club unboxing. The next day, he's like, I want a fucking Cigar of the Month Club. Pardon my French out there and wherever this is going to broadcast. And so it was like just a moment, man. I was like just dying laughing. And so that's where ours was born, is that he and I both agreed. And it was really cool because we had, there's a social media cigar reviewer, great palate, Ron Rill, that was helped us launch it. We were involved at the beginning, or he was involved in the beginning. And it was just 3 guys, really good palates, smoking real cigars. They're not fake bands. They're not chintzy. They're not, hey, I'll give you the cigar for $2 to put it in your club. We don't play that game. Like,
Sure.
I'll be honest, we don't really make a lot of money off that.
Yeah.
But it was a really good way for people to trust Nick and I.
Yep.
And just see like, hey, this is why you should smoke the Henry Clay Warhawk, because we earned your trust for a couple months and almost a year probably. We introduced you guys, right? We put 4 HDA cigars in 12 months in the club.
Yep.
And because we believed in it. I don't give any brand all 1 month.
Sure.
We spread it out. There's too many good cigars out there.
Makes sense. It makes sense to do it that way.
But then it gives them time to really reflect on the journey that is HDA, right? They have it this month. 2 months later, they'll have the second, or 3 months, they'll have the third, whatever. And they're like, damn, these guys don't miss. And that was our commitment to you when we're like, hey, we want to do this. We want to spread it out. I want people to remember for the last 12 months that HDA is not missing.
Yep. And it's been great that slow trickle rather than just all at once. I definitely makes the most sense for you guys. It makes the most sense for brands as well.
Yeah.
That Cigar of the Month Club is a phenomenal deal. And I know a lot of people that have Cigar of the Month Club subscriptions. Yeah. It's just another one to add because, man, you get some really, really cool cigars and a lot of stuff that probably you wouldn't smoke otherwise that is personally curated.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I mean this, there's a lot of great ones out there. I think Cigar of the Month Clubs are awesome, right? I was in 2 or 3 before I started here, and I just dropped all of them. A lot do things well, but they just do it differently, right? I can tell you, ours is personally curated by me.
Yeah.
Right? Nick doesn't really handle it as much anymore. So when you get that package, it's from me. These are cigars that I smoke, I believe in. Like, this month, right, we have Veiled Mutiny from you guys.
Yep. Is it Veiled Mutiny? Yeah, Veiled Mutiny was this month. Yep.
White box?
Yep.
Yeah, Veiled Mutiny. I had it right, man. You screwed
me. You're right.
But also in that box is a Trinidad number 3, right? Both Mexican San Andreas, Nicaraguan mainly for both of them, right? That Trinidad 3 is a great cigar.
Yeah.
So is yours, right? But it's like,
it's a little bit different,
like, oh my God, I have a Trinidad. It's like, just smoke it. And you're going to realize this is a great cigar. Both of these are just incredible cigars. It should be in your rotation.
Yep.
So I'm not afraid of it. Like, I'm not afraid of the legacy brands in there because you put the right ones in. Like,
sure.
I'm more than likely never going to put a Reserve or Real in. If
Sure.
I do, if something weird has happened. But Henry Clay Warhawk, Trinidad number 3, they deserve to be talked about, just as HDA does.
I appreciate that.
These are cigars that I smoke and I love. So,
final question I want to ask you right before we sign off is, what is a challenge, or what is something, a piece of advice, or something that you would impose upon everybody that's listening to this, that you think will make the industry better, will be better for consumers? Just a piece of advice, a recommendation that you would make to everybody to make the cigar experience more enjoyable for everybody, and just make the cigar industry as a whole better, a better place for everyone.
Oh man. I mean, there's a couple answers that I want to go with, but they're going to be deep.
Go deep, man. Look.
So, support your brick and mortar / online stores.
Yeah.
There's enough auction sites or race to the bottom sites that hurt you and hurt me.
Yep.
They don't care who the customers are. They don't give a rat's ass about who's buying their cigars. We're buying cigars from them. Support your guys that you support and that I support, right? There's enough of us out there who see how the industry is shifting, that they've added the online store. They're trying to do it the right way. They're adhering to MAP pricing. They're not bastardizing product just to pay the bills. Support those guys. I get it. You can find those cigars that you like $3, $4 somewhere else. More than likely, they're not humidified correctly. They're shipped poorly. And ultimately, somebody's getting hurt along the way.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like physically hurt, but you're not going to make your money. And that matters, right? We have to make money. You got to pay your bills, right?
Sure.
Your daughter wants to keep playing softball. She's going to need a new bat at some point. Travel tournaments, they ain't cheap anymore.
Sure.
But your ability to continue to produce great cigars and me to sell those great cigars gets hurt when people do that. And I understand money's tight sometimes. Just support your brick and mortar and your online stores, man. That's what I ask.
I really think that doing that is really going to increase the longevity of this cigar experience.
Yeah.
The lounges, the brands, it's going to allow people to shine, and it's going to create a lasting industry.
Correct.
That we all want to be a part of.
Correct.
As a consumer, as a manufacturer, as a lounge owner, when you are doing things the right way and avoiding the race to the bottom.
Yeah, it's tough. You know this, right? And it's just a touchy subject. It's not a touchy subject, but it's just one that people kind of gloss over, because for the longest time, online was considered the devil, right? In cigars, it's not so much anymore, right? You have a number of stores like ours who adapted, and they saw the change in the industry. And let's be honest, right? Amazon has shifted the way everybody purchases, so you can't run from something that, I mean, Amazon they changed the industry, they changed the world,
right?
And so when cigars are, we're trying to do it not Amazon style where it's next day delivery, but offer an online service.
Sure.
You adhere to the price protection. You don't bastardize it. You don't do X, Y, and Z. Trust those stores. And I get it, man. Like, we make our mistakes. I don't always ship as fast as I should. I might screw up and pick the wrong cigar off the shelf. 10 out of 10, I'm going to make it right. Like, I will make it right. But my cigars are always fresh, always humidified correctly. They're shipped with Bovedas. They're protected with packing material. And I've yet to find a small brick and mortar like ours who has it online who doesn't do that same thing.
Yep. I don't want to. You don't want to confuse online retailers with race to the bottom online auction sites as well.
Yeah.
Two completely different distinctions.
Yeah.
No, I think you guys, like I said, I think you guys are doing it right. You have an amazing in-person selection.
Thank you.
You have just a really cool culture in your lounge. It's very clear that you put a lot of thought and effort into the curating of your humidor and what it is that you guys do, and being able to then parlay that in with a great online shop that is still supporting local brick and mortar, real dudes like that. That stuff is awesome, man. So.
Yeah, I mean, I just say we try every day, right? And sometimes we win, sometimes we fail, and I'm okay with that. But we try hard every day to be better than we were before. Listen to our customers on the brands they want, they enjoy, and give them a shot, man. And listen, that's how you're here.
Yep.
I listened.
Yep.
And I'm so glad I listened. I'm so glad I won that day, right?
Yeah.
I didn't lose that day. I listened to the customer, and it's been a great year, man.
Yeah, I'm really glad you did too. So, guys, it's been another episode of HDA Lounge Life. I appreciate it. Follow us on YouTube, subscribe, follow us on Instagram at HDA Cigars. We'll be having another one here in a couple weeks. Thank you for your support. Thank you, everybody. And remember, smoke HDA cigars.
Thanks, everybody. Take care.